Well, today I am happy because the electricians have been up in here and they've been getting everything set up so that I can get temporary service. We have the service panel installed, got a couple lines going into it. None of them are hot. They are not connected into the breakers yet. Hey doggy. All right. Boy, this ground is sloppy right now from all the moisture we've had. But this is the beautiful part. The most beautiful part to me is all of this is done, set up, wired in so that we can get power brought in. Power company can come connect in the line, and at the same time that they do that, I'm going to be able to get my well line put in. So I got a lot of things that I've got to get done, and they've got to happen fairly quickly if I'm going to be able to stay on schedule for this. So, but this is beautiful. This kicks me. There's no way I could have done this. It would have took me a month. Not knowing what you're doing and learning everything from a book as you go. There've been a lot of things with this house that can do that, and this would just have taken me so long, and I would have made mistakes that they're not going to make. It was definitely the right decision to make. That is the connection that carries power from one side of our house to the other. We use a 2.5-inch conduit to carry the power from the 200 amp breaker to the 100 amp sub panel. With the industrial styling of our house, it fits in perfectly. I showed up as Dustin and his crew were finishing up after 2 days of work. They accomplished in 2 days what would have taken me weeks, probably a month, to get done. So you gotta have washer machine hooked up, but you don't have to have dryer hooked up.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, just to get an early service, you have to have some kind of like outlet landed in the panel and cut in.
Got it.
CJ, hey, where's the cover at to this panel?
Because the panel ships with the top 2 ports open, Dustin is installing an additional breaker that isn't connected to anything yet, so that nothing can be inserted through that open space and cause a problem. You want to left just a spacer?
Yeah, the ones are blank.
I got lucky by finding Dustin through a recommendation that someone posted on nextdoor.com. She had a custom home that was being built and her contractor vanished halfway through the build. Dustin came in and took lead on plumbing and electrical work for her, and she raved about his work ethic, his honesty, and his courteous demeanor. His work is top notch, and I was really lucky to be able to find him and have him take on such a small job. We're in a building boom in our area. Most electricians are slammed. But Dustin started his company about a year ago, and he's doing everything he has to build it up. He came in on the weekend and evaluated everything that was needed for our job, understanding what I need as a DIY builder to get me past this hump.
All right, CJ, you love me a bunch, don't you? Put them 4 in and put the plate on it. I'm done. I'm maxed to the gate.
It was late in the day, and most people would be heading home, but Dustin was taking his crew to another job site so they could get everything they needed evaluated to start a new one. 5 or 10 years from now, when you see his trucks going by with his name on the side, that's why.
And there we go.
After a few more key points of advice, they headed out. They got me set up. If I have any questions, I'm going to be hollering at them, and you can be darn sure I'm going to be hollering at them. But it got me set up so I can start getting all my boxes fixed. I'm going to be able to get my inspection done tomorrow and have temporary power put in. Got a lot of work to do. Got to get the well set up. Got all kinds of things going to be coming at me hot. But we are set up to get temporary power put in for this house, and that is going to be that's going to be like jumping into another century. Let's see here. Can I pick this up? Shouldn't be that heavy. Yeah. That'll get you. Well, the way things work on the farm is a lot of circular math. You got to go around one way to get back to another to get your final result. So we got our inspection for electrical for the early hookup. We passed. We've got everything we need to get that hooked up. We still have to get the rest of the house wired up, but in order to get the power over to the house, they're going to have to dig a trench. I want to lay my well line in that same trench above the wire. In order for me to be able to do that, I've got to put my pitless adapter on and all the other things necessary. And this excavator is down right now. So, number one, I've got a fuel problem, and it's been parked here for a few months. And hopefully that hasn't created any other problems, and I haven't had any mice move in and eat any of my wiring, and they are prone to do that. I charged the batteries, I checked them yesterday. Should be able to put them back in here and fire this thing up unless I've run into some other problems. The reason I know that there's something wrong with my fuel is it was acting up when I was running it last time, and I checked it and it looks like Pepto-Bismol, and what that is water saturation in the fuel. Ordinarily, if you turn the petcock on the bottom of it every couple of weeks, you can drain off any water that accumulates in your fuel tank. Unfortunately, I didn't do that for a little while and was using it a lot, and what happens is that water starts to mix in and it saturates into the fuel and it won't come back out. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but Jafana's running the Ventrac right now and she is tearing some things up. Well, I don't usually get this kind of lucky. It looks like because it sat here for so long, the fuel and the water have separated out. What I see is clear fuel. I don't see that Pepto-Bismol color now. I see what looks like good, clean diesel fuel. So my guess is the water has condensed, is on the bottom of the tank. So if I take it apart and turn that petcock, it's possible that I can pull that off of the fuel and fire this puppy up. Now, the pan that is dropping into is quite dirty, but that is not fuel, that is water. That is all the water that condensed. It doesn't smell like fuel at all. That's all the water that condensed at the bottom of my fuel tank. And I may have gotten super lucky in that I left this thing alone for a couple of months. And I guess in the cold, it just all condensed together and dropped out of the fuel, because when I look down in there, what I see is beautiful red dyed diesel fuel. Now you're starting to get some diesel coming in here, starting to get pink. All right, that is my cue to stop it. So I took a Gatorade container, cut it open, and dried it off really good. I'm gonna let the foam on the top of this thing settle. There's some water in it. Yeah, but that happens. It's not that abnormal. And there's a filter inside here that filters the water out, so it's not, it doesn't look like it's got bacteria.
That's good, but it's still not running.
Well, it's not running because I haven't started it. Been so long since I've messed with this thing. I was sitting here trying to remember how the battery goes in, but this is attached to the frame, so that's going to be the negative. Put it over there. Let's see if I can get this thing up here. I don't see any bats. I don't see any reptile eyes looking at me back there. Nothing bit me in the face yet, but something's been in here chewing on my upholstery. From previous experience with this camera, that when I turn on the display on the camera, I guess it's the it's got something to do with frames per minute, cycles, something. It looks like it's just flashing a bunch of random lights, but it's not. It's actually giving me a proper display. Boom! Yes! We're running. We are running.
So David just got the excavator ready.
Well, you couldn't hear it start up, but I heard it start up and I felt it. We are running. That's a gift right there. I thought it was going to be a long day of turning wrenches.
Good job, babe.
Well, my biggest obstacle today was a gift that was easily overcome. And that's getting the excavator back up and running, getting the fuel problem solved. And we have this cut wall right here that I need to carry all the way through here. I need to excavate down deep enough to put the pitless adapter in to the well, and then dig a trench that's going to come down here and meet up with the electric that's going to come behind. We're going to keep it open this big behind the house, and I'm going to carry that on all the way through here. And so I've gone ahead and just drawn a line to give me an idea of where I need to dig out. And eventually we're going to come back here and we're going to build a retaining wall with railroad ties. But we've got a lot of things we've got to get cleared out of here before I can start digging. I'm going to bring the excavator through, scoop this dirt up, drop it right here. Jafan is going to pick it up with the tractor, with the bucket on the tractor, carry it down the hill here, and then we're going to reinforce the side of the house and build that up a little bit more because she has some landscaping she wants to put there. I'm going to leave this part open because anything that comes off the roof, eventually we'll have gutters, but anything that comes off the roof falls here and has to drain down this way. And we can't do anything here unless we come up with a different solution for how the water is going to get out. Because if we close that up, we're going to have a pool right here when it rains. And that is a bad idea. And this is an excellent opportunity, since we have to do it to get the excavator back here, to get this place cleaned up a little bit.
Most of the work associated with building a house isn't very glamorous, even if you have a glamorous partner to work with like I do. For most of the cool stuff that you see us do, there are countless hours like this. Lots of prep work and groundwork. You just gotta grind it out.
Are you keeping this, please? Are you trying to tempt me? somehow Apollo thinks that when he rolls the ball, it tempts you to play catch with him.
Thanks for watching. Come on back and check us out again at BreakHeartOrchard. We got a lot of cool stuff getting ready to happen. We'll see you then.